Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let's just do a quickly reaction to Barca game against Alaves. That was not an easy game. Yeah, that was tough. That first half was not good. And I think everyone will agree that that first half was not good. We struggled once again, but I will try and talk about on this video what we keep struggle against lot block teams and yeah, because we do struggle a lot. And that first half again, you look back of games like Leganos, Las Palmas, that we struggle against this kind of team, and that first half was just another one to add to this season, which was not good. But I will also talking about players like Pedri once again. Pedri can be the best player on the pitch without needing to have an assist or a goal. Very few players that can do what Pedri does, and Pedri has proved that again. He doesn't need an assist or goal to be the best player on the pitch, and clearly he was one of the best. Him, Yamal, Cubarsí, and talking about Yamal is just the way this kid dominates. He will dominate the new generation for so many years. And we got Lewandowski. I mean, Lewandowski is like 36 years old. But let's not forget, some people needs to put some respect on Lewandowski. He's La Liga and Champions League top goal scorer. At the age of 36, he has scored 30 goals so far this season. I just want some Barca fans to put some respect on him. And Cubarsí, I mean, he's as good as Yamal, the best young centre back that I've seen in my life, the best ever. 18 years old, but he's the best centre back in Europe right now. I don't care whatever you want to say. Very intelligent and a complete player. He just has everything. At this age, what this kid is doing for a centre back, it's just not normal. It's out of this world. And we saw Frankie de Jong, once again, he was the game changer. This is where we've seen that Barca struggle against low block teams and still have a players like Casada. I think Casada has been absolutely amazing for us this season, but in this kind of games, you need a player like Frankie de Jong, a player that will run up and down with. Will also give you spaces, will create spaces. Yeah, Frankie de Jong still lacks in his defensive game, but in this kind of against low block teams, I think Frankie de Jong, if he's at his best, is the perfect player to start against this kind of teams. And we saw again, he was a game changer in a second half. The way he was driving the ball, the way he just basically was even giving Pedri more freedom, even gave Pedri more space. You could tell that Pedri had the ball again more in the second half. And that I was begging. I was watching the game and I was begging. Pedri is that kind of player that if we can't create chances, if we can't create space, if we can't create anything, just give the ball to Pedri. And Pedri was like, he reminds me of Iniesta and also Xavi. This guy is the best midfielder in the world. As a number 6 and number 8, he has both. It's just a mix of being a number 6 and number 8, and he can also be a number 10. But this guy is just a complete midfielder that will create, he will change a game, he will create something from nowhere. And we saw again Pedro doing that. And Lewandowski, yeah, it's tough to play against low block teams, and we saw Lewandowski he do struggle. He's We know Lewandowski's not young anymore, and he hasn't even. He's not a player that had pace, but his work rate seems to lack a bit on his work between the lines, like between lines of like lot block teams against, like we saw against Alaves, and we've saw in the previous games, like I was mentioning against Las Palmas and Ganos, but also the team does not help because if we don't have the ball, if we don't press enough, which we didn't press enough in that first half, the second half was much better. First half wasn't good, but second half with the changes as well, like Hansen Flink once again, he knew he can't see what we seen, and then he changed it, which was good, and he changed the game. And Lewandowski will struggle, but like I said, he's also the team. He's not just Lewandowski, he's the team. And yeah, Lamine Yamal, a first half dribble, what, 6, 7 players. Then he was a bit quiet, still in our first half, but then he come out in our second half, like everyone else come out. We start creating space. We start putting more pressure. We needed. We knew that. See Madrid losing next week. Let's not forget, there's Atletico against Real Madrid. So that will give us even more chance to get close to Madrid, because I've said this plenty of times. Yeah, we were 7 points behind, now 4 points, but I still believe that we can still win this La Liga. We're the only team that can stop ourselves, really, because when you look at Madrid and Atletico, they're not better than Barcelona. They're not better. Are they more consistent? Yeah, they are, because they've got more points. And yeah, they also have been a bit inconsistent season like we have. And I've said this is again many times. If we stay consistent, I think that we can win this league, because we are better than Madrid and Atletico, and obviously keep our main players fit. And like I said, this game was just like I didn't care how we was going to win this game. Even playing bad in our first half, yeah, second half was better, but I just want to win. I want to win. I want that 3 points, because that 3 points could turn into a 6 points, could turn into just a massive. I think this is the kind of games that against Alaves. I've mentioned this as well against games like Leganes. You're losing 2 games in a row, 3 games in a row at home, especially at home against teams like Las Palmas, Legano. That's when you lose leagues. You cannot win leagues by dropping points like that and being an inconsistent. But when you win games like this, can also give you leagues, this kind of games. And yeah, it was a massive 3 points. Much better second half with Lewandowski goal. Yeah, it was a tap in, but he wasn't there in the right place. But good ball again, like from Pedri to Yamal. Yamal in that second half was just, this kid is in. Sometimes I think like someone just needs to stop Yamal, because what is he doing at this age, 17 years old? At this age, what is he doing in a football pitch? Should be illegal, because it's just not normal at this age. What is he doing? People comparing him to Messi, Maradona. Yeah, you see him, it gives you vibes. You sometimes it feels like you're watching Messi, you're watching Maradona, but let's not compare. Let's not go too far, because these guys has done it. They've done it. They can play, and they can play football. They've done what they've done. Yamal still got a lot. Yeah, but very young at the age of 17. What he has done it. What is he doing? Yeah, could he get close to these guys? I mean, I believe if he stays consistent and has the right mentality, but it's too soon to be, trying to put Yamal close to Maradona or Messi. It would never be these guys in terms of football ability. Yeah, Yamal is an incredible talent. Seems like has a lot similar to Messi and Maradona, but this guy was just different. I'm not just saying this. I love Yamal. I've been saying for how long that Yamal will be Ballon d'Or before even turn, I don't know, maybe 25, 24, 20 years old. But yeah, let's just not go there, because I think this guy is like Messi and Maradona is once in your lifetime. Yeah, Yamal will dominate the next generation, but it's still plenty, you know, for him to work on himself, to work like on his mentality as well. The mentality is very, very important. Maradona really didn't have the mentality, but he had the talent, but he still was a bit consistent in few years, which lead Maradona into, for me, is the second greatest footballer of all time. He's Messi and Maradona. I always said that. I don't think these guys was just football. It's like when you're watching Pedri now, when you're watching Yamal, was just football. And Cubarsí, talking about Cubarsí again, was absolutely unbelievable. The boss at the back, the boss, being the boss at this age, do what he's doing, being, he's very complete. Like when you look at Cubarsí at this age, being a centre back and also a playmaker, I mean, it's just unbelievable. The way he drives the ball, the way he sees the game, the way he stands in the game is just, he's very impressive. Like I said this, not just because I'm a Barca fan. I think it clearly only takes to anyone to agree with me. Just watch him and then you will agree with me. We know that. And with this arrows in the first half, he had his moment, got yellow card. And Eric Garcia coming on. I have to praise Eric Garcia because I thought he was brilliant again on the ball and off the ball. Eric Garcia has been decent. He has been I would say like Frank de Jong, a game changer because he has come on and changed, and he has been decent. He has been good. I do not rate Eric Garcia. I have never done it, but he's improving. He's still young. Let's see what Hansen Flink can do with him. Clearly, Hansen Flink knows that he still can get something out of Eric Garcia, which is good to see it. Let's see, like, Hansen Flink this season has got the best again out of Pedri. Pedri staying fit, Rafinha turn into a Ballon d'Or player. There's no doubts about that. And yeah, I mean, let me mention about Fermin Lopez as well, because I thought Fermin Lopez he come on, which was the situation what happened to Gavi. That was not nice to see what happened. Seems like Gavi was fine, but I think that was the right decision, and I was very, very happy the fact that Hansen Flick spoke to him, the doctor spoke to him, said, "Look, it's best as to not keep playing. Let's check it out." Because when you have that kind of accident, heads, we're talking about your brain, your head. I mean, yeah, he was fine, but it was good to check. So I like that. I did actually like that. But with Firmino coming on, Firmino was everything. In that second half, he was running up and down, getting the ball, trying to create space, straight into dribble players. He was going for it. He knew that we needed a goal. He knew that we needed a win, and I really like. I rate his game yesterday with Pedri again. Let me talk about Pedri because I think his work rate is very underrated. The amounts of balls, the amounts of run that Pedri runs in the game is unbelievable. The amounts of time he chases back, he goes for challenge, he tries to win the ball back. I mean, he's very, very underrated. It's not just what Pedro does going forward, but in terms of defensive game as well. Pedro is just a complete midfield that we don't see. And in terms of ability, when this guy has the ball, you enjoy. He gives you joy of, watching him like very few out there. I mean, if Pedro stays fair, say this again, and I will keep saying that he's a player that he's Pedro's football. Pedro is part of football. Football. If you talk about football, you need to talk about players like Pedro, right? And we talk about Messi, talk about Yamal. This kind of players is just a joy to watch, and I feel lucky to have him, playing for my club. I enjoy. Yeah, he's one of my favorite players. Absolutely, because Pedro is what I grow up. I grow up loving football, enjoy watching football, Barcelona, and our style of football, our culture, and players like Pedri. Talking about Chavez, Iniestas, this and that. But Pedri is very, very special. And once again, was a joy to watch. Yeah, but this 3 points was massive. What else happened in the game apart from that Gavi thing? First half was very poor. Snesny, he looked better this time. He's still, it just makes me laugh. Snesny, yeah, he's not used to with that offside trap. It's not the best on his fit. He's still, I mean, the guy was in Ibiza, I think, enjoying having a few cigarettes, enjoying his holiday, and all of a sudden, Barcelona call him. I mean, he's still probably the thing with Snežny, I think he's not in his head yet. He's still playing for Barcelona. Maybe that'd be the reason why he panics a bit, makes a few mistakes, but he was decent yesterday. I like it. I like it. He will only improve, and we haven't lost again with him. That's stats. I don't like to talk about stats. I like the fact that he still got a lot to improve, but the stats saying that we haven't lost a game with Snežny in goal, and he's a bit. I would say he's a bit rush on Pena because lately Pena was not really making mistakes. But look, he's Hansen Fling this season. Let's see what this is going to turn out. But looks like he's going to be the goalkeeper in the Champions League, La Liga, maybe in the Copa del Rey. Hansen Fling will give Payne a chance. And but just let's see. Our next game is against Valencia, and then we got the league game that's against Valencia for the Copa del Rey. Then we go against Sevilla in the league game, which is that weekend where like Madrid will be playing against Athletic. So Sevilla is not the same team they used to be, but it's still a tough place to go. It's still Sevilla. It still will create our problems. I believe we can win it. and I hope we don't play with pressure that, because Atletico Madrid will play against each other. But just I need that 3 points as well. Copa del Rey, yeah, I believe we will beat Valencia, but it's always tough. We beat them 7-1 in the league, but doesn't mean we're away to them. Like Mestalla is always an iconic stadium. The stadium in La Liga is always a tough place to go. But let's see what's gonna happen. And yeah, quite happy. I looks things are getting better for us. I still see us, being one of the best teams out there. I see us be we could easily beat in a day if we our main players stay fit. I see us beating anyone in Europe. I'm not scared of any team in Europe, and I just hope let's end of the season with a big trophy. I want a big trophy, and I want us to be back to where we basically belong. We are Barcelona. We up there, and I want us to be up there every season to compare. I want to start winning trophies. Yeah, the Champion League has been 10 years. That's of you clearly can see even the mentality of the players. That's what we lack against low block teams as well. Yeah, we struggle because of style of football, but we lack that mentality, not pressing hard like we do against like when we're playing in Champions League. This is one of the reasons why we struggle a lot against low block teams. It just seems the mentality is not on there. The players just seems to just think that they're just going to defend. They're going to put in 11. And we don't know what we do. We know what we do. We don't have the quality to break them down. We have the quality to create spaces, and we're not doing that. That comes down to the mentality, the way we approach this kind of games. So these low block teams, we need to start with like we did against Alaves in the second half. We need to go for it. If we go for it, press it hard, with the quality that we have, we will break them down. We saw Yamal do, and we saw Fermin Lopez do, and we saw even Rafinha just before he came off. We saw Pedri do, and so yeah, we need a build that have the same mentality as we do when we face teams that will open more, will give you more space, that will give the chance us to play in a counter attack. Because when we play in a counter attack, obviously, yeah, we are very dangerous. That three up front, is the best in Europe, and they will cause problems to anyone. But yeah, we just need to have that mentality. And with Casado in the first half, let me mention back Casado and Frankie de Jong. Obviously, I've said about Frankie de Jong, but Casado, it's hard for him. I don't think he can't really do much when we play against this kind of teams, which is good to rotate to have Frankie de Jong, because Frankie de Jong clearly will give us more against this kind of low block teams than Casado will give. But Casado can also be very important against these teams who will play in counter-attack. In terms of defensive, Kansad has been absolutely amazing. Clearly has been, that's something that Frank de Jong likes, but he's good to have this problem. This is a problem, like this is a headache that which every manager wants to have. This kind of depth in a squad, this kind of options in a squad. So I'm happy. I just don't want to see Barca fans, which really, I don't cool a lot of Barca fans out there. They're not really Barca fans, They're not fans, obviously, like me, who've been supporting the club for over 13 years and, like, still cries, a grown up man still cries when things don't go well. And a lot of Barca fans out there, they're like one player fan, but they call themselves Barca fans, but they just don't see these kind of things, which is it's good to have Frankie de Jong and Casado in the same team, absolutely. And I think the real ones will agree with me. And yeah, we move on. Let's hope for better luck in the next game. Let's hope better luck. I mean, maybe a bit better performance, different mentality, and let's get it. The wins keep going. Let's keep that confidence going. Let's keep that the main thing, the consistent. And yeah, at the end of the season, we might be ending the end of the season with, a happy smile, things getting better. And yeah, another video. Hope you enjoy. If you did, and if you didn't, of course, always support the channel by like, subscribe, leave your comment below, and let me know what was your thoughts about the game. I might have missed a few things. Yeah, it wasn't the best Rafinha game, but still, he's there. He's been sort of consistent this season, and yeah, we need these guys to get to be at their best for us to be able to celebrate the end of the season. But yeah, thank you very much once again, and I'll see you guys very soon on the next one.